Hello art students, today we are going to be focusing on shape. So here is what we'll be creating, something along the lines of this. We will be creating shapes of organic shapes and geometric shapes. Alright, so let's get started. You will need some supplies. You'll need 2 pieces of paper. You will also need a pair of scissors. If you don't have scissors, do not worry about it, that is fine. You do need glue. And you will also need some coloring tools. Alright, let's get started. So, I am just going to start with my paper and my scissors. Notice that there is no pre-drawn shape on my paper. I am just going to start cutting with my scissors. So, Matisse says he likes to draw with his scissors, and that's kind of what I like to say as well. I'm just using my scissors as my drawing tool. No pre-drawn item, and I'm using the corner to create some of my geometric shapes. So there is a square, and I'm also going to use the other corner to create my triangle. Then I'm going to start creating organic shapes. So I use the scissors, I turn the paper and the scissors at the same time, helping me make an organic shape. Here I did not know what I was making. I was just trying to cut away and make a shape that I have not seen before, and there it is. You can also rip your paper. So if you do not have scissors, this is a perfect way for you to still create shapes. Here's my other organic shape, and it turned out pretty cool. I really like the way the ripped shapes make a unique shape that I haven't seen before. So here's my other ripped shape. Alright, so I'm just going to set my scraps aside. I'm going to clean those up later, and I'm going to grab my second piece of paper. So I'm going to turn my paper sideways so you guys can see. Just grab your glue stick, open that up. Mine is kind of difficult to open up. There it goes. Alright, and then I'm just going to glue the back of my shapes. This is just a scrap piece of paper, so that's why there's some printed names on there. And I'm just going to place it onto my paper. So I'm going to repeat that with all of my shapes. And I will be back shortly with all of my shapes glued onto my paper. Alright, so here's my shapes glued on there, and I'm going to grab my coloring tools. So with our coloring tools, we are going to trace around our shape. I'm just going to start with my triangle, tracing around it, and I'm going to trace every shape one time. Here's all my shapes traced the one time. Notice my organic shapes will make a really cool bumpy line. So I'm going to switch to another color. I kept the orange aside so you know not to repeat the same color. But notice how a few of my shapes are touching. So with my second color, I'm going to go around those shapes and basically create one big shape. So my red line is creating one big shape of those three shapes, the triangle, square, and the organic shape. So that's one big shape. So now I did it with the rest. If you notice, my 2 organic shapes in my circle created one big shape. Now with the blue, since everything is touching, it's basically going to create one big shape. Okay? Here I'm just outlining all of my shapes, making sure to get into those crevices that the shapes created. Once I'm done with the blue, I'm going to set aside my blue marker next to the orange and red, making sure I don't repeat those colors, and I'll grab another color to fill in all the spaces. Alright, I'll be back with the final result, and here it is. So do not forget to throw away those scraps. Do not forget to put away your markers, and if you do have free time, you can go ahead and color in your shapes. Alright, I hope you guys have a nice time creating some art.